What's up, everybody? Welcome to Sit Down. I'm DJ Sixsmith. Look who's in studio. Enes Kanter of the New York Knickerbockers. What's going on, man?
Good,
How are
man.
you?
How you doing?
Great to have you here. Yeah.
Thank you, man.
All right, so take me all the way back to where this started. So you're an NBA player now,
Yes.
but as a young kid overseas, how did you first start playing basketball?
I actually didn't want to be a basketball player first.
Really?
I tried to be a soccer player, but of course I was too tall for it, too slow for it. I'm like, so my friend was saying, hey, you could be a really good goalkeeper. So they would just keep putting me in a goalkeeper. I'm like, I'm so tired of this. I'm good in soccer, started basketball. I actually started basketball really late. I was 13, 14 years old because my parents really didn't want me to play basketball. They were all about education and everything. Don't get me wrong, I am about the education.
Of course, but that hoop life, I mean,
yes,
it drawed you in.
Education, basketball. Well, the crazy thing is you cannot do both in Turkey. So that's why like my parents was like, I don't even want you to play basketball. So and then I started playing basketball. I was really good. And then I talked to my dad. He said, I'm going to send you to America, but I want you to be a good student before being a good basketball player. So, okay, Dad, promise. I'm going to go to college, just try to finish my high school or whatever. And then that's why I came to America.
That's awesome. So when did you realize you first had some game? Was it here in the States or was it still when you were over there?
I think in Turkey because I was really good because I came from soccer. So
well, how tall were you at 14?
Ooh, so I don't know I'll tell you the meter one.
Right, in meters.
I think I was around like 175.
So you're a big dude rolling around, just starting to play basketball, just getting your feet wet. But you knew at that point, like, okay, I could do this.
I think just because of the soccer, I had really good footwork all the ages.
And that's great for a big man. Yeah,
like that definitely. And then I was really good. I'm like, you know what? I think I have a chance to play in NBA. I was good, getting buckets. I was bigger than all the other guys. And then when I came to America, I already played professional in Europe, and I was 16 years old, EuroLeague. So I came to America, I saw the high school, I'm like, oh my gosh, this is so easy. I had some game, I was so tired of scoring, I was missing on purpose.
You're missing on purpose? Were you trying to get those rebounding numbers up?
It was bored.
Why would you miss on purpose?
Hey, sometimes you need those rebounds too.
You got to spice it up a little bit, I get it.
And then I actually couldn't play high school because I had an IQ deal overseas. And played prep school, and I went to college in Kentucky. And sadly, I couldn't get to play college basketball.
Just another example of the NCAA screwing people over.
It was so frustrating for me because I turned down $1 million to just come here play college basketball.
1 year at Kentucky, that's all you're looking for.
Actually, I told NCAA, say, hey, okay, I got problems. I took money, I got an IQ deal, whatever, but if you let me see my first year, and I'm going to play my second year. They said, nope.
Really?
You can never play college basketball. And then after that, they came back and said, not even just play basketball, you can't even practice with the team anymore. I'm like, oh my gosh, I can't even play basketball. No high school, no college, and I can't even practice with the team anymore. I'm like, okay, what should I do? What should I do? And then they made me student assistant coach.
Right.
So I could practice with the team.
Well, were you going to class too?
I was going to class. Okay. Because that was my main thing. Like,
that was the only way you could even participate with Kentucky basketball.
It was so frustrating though. I am a 17 years old coach, and I'm about to get top 3 drafted. It was so frustrating because seeing all my teammates, Coach Cal, the Kentucky atmosphere, it was just so frustrating for me. I'm like, they can't do nothing about it.
And that team went to the Final Four, right?
Yes, they did.
So, I mean, if you're playing on that team...
we talk about it a lot. We do talk about we were winning the championship that year for sure. But, it didn't happen. It was
I mean, you guys lost by 1 point to UConn in that game.
Oh, my Kemba killed that game.
Kemba was amazing in college.
Very good.
Yeah. I mean, I grew up in Connecticut, so Kemba was the guy. And seeing him from the Big East all the way to the championship... Plus, that championship game, I mean, Butler couldn't score.
Oh my God.
UConn couldn't score. You're probably sitting there like, really?
I was like, this is crazy. They had no bigs. No bigs.
No, you would have dominated.
It's okay. It worked out well. I was the top 3 pick.
That's true.
And I'm like, you know what? I'll take that.
So what was the most important thing you learned while you were watching? Obviously frustrated, but what was it like just watching big-time college basketball and learning from Coach Cal?
I played college basketball. So I didn't play college basketball. I played EuroLeague. So EuroLeague basketball and college, American basketball is so different. So that's why I was watching the game, see like what American basketball is all about. So, the fast games, fast breaks, up and down, just one-on-one games. I think it was just like defense. I was just watching every player, every good player, like top 5, top 10 picks. See what they do right, what they do wrong. And then just because I play professional, I'm like, okay, this is what they do right, though, because I was just reading the game so well. And then, I was taking notes and everything, I remember it was a really sad day because after the NCAA came back and said, you cannot play basketball, I sit down with Coach Cal, and he's like, you're still part of our family. If you want to stay here, you can stay here, but if you want to go back to Europe and play, you can do it too. I was like, no, Coach, I want to stay here. I didn't want to go back to Europe. And then stay here. He said, every practice is your game now. Just go as hard as you can, make your teammates better. That's your job.
It's funny because usually the guy in practice who's giving it his all is the guy you don't like. But for you, I mean, that was everything you had. That's how you're going to become a top 3 pick.
Definitely. I mean, and then after that, the season is over, obviously. We lost in Final Four. And then the draft practice started. And I was like, okay, this is my only chance to show America I can play basketball. So every draft practice, I was going out there to kill everybody. I think I worked out pretty well and got drafted 3rd pick.
I mean, how cool was that for you? Despite the fact that you didn't play college, you'd been waiting for that moment, and you're still a top 3 pick.
It was awesome. When you hear your name called by David Stern, back in the day, it was David Stern. I said, Utah Jazz select Enes Kanter. I was like, oh my gosh. It was like dream come true. Finally have a team to play for. It was so awesome because seeing all this crowd cheering your name because you couldn't get to play basketball, you have a story.
Right.
The sad thing is a couple of weeks later, they came back and said, lockout.
That's right.
No high school, no college, and now no NBA.
So at that point, it had probably been, what, 2 years? More than that since you'd really
played? I played some game with preps, but it was like I said, it was so tight.
I mean, it was nothing, but like real competitive ball in the EuroLeague. I mean, how?
Like a real game?
Yeah.
It was a lot because, and I couldn't play basketball till NBA basketball till December when the lockout is over. So that moment I was thinking like, man, am I ever going to get to play basketball in America ever again?
I just want to hoop again. That's all I want to do.
Oh my God. So I just started practicing in LA. I went to prep school there. I was practicing, but it's not a real game. It's never a real game. And then when they told me, okay, like lockout is over, I'm like, oh my gosh, is this for real?
Like it's about time.
Yes, it was so happy. But we started December, but I was just like so rusty. I couldn't really find my game for like till the season is over because like I tried to find my game, but I knew I could do like a lot of things, but I can't because I feel so rusty. My shot, my moves, my footwork, my touch. I'm like, okay, this is terrible. And I was so frustrated again, so down on myself. But then I was like, you know what? After that off season was so important for me. So I would just, go into work every day, try to, just play a lot of pickup games. And then slowly I started to get my game back. And then I was like 2nd year, I felt amazing.
That's awesome. So those Utah teams, take me back to then. Gordon Hayward, you're playing with a bunch of great guys there. What do you remember about your time in Utah?
It was, man, so the training camp start. It's my first day
Year 1
there.
or year 2?
Huh?
Year 1?
Year 1.
Okay.
We had, this is our big man group. Al Jefferson, Paul Millsap, Derek Favors, Jeremy Evans, me, Mehmet Okur, first Turkish All-Star. So we had 6 really good big men. I'm like, oh my God, this is so many big men.
When am I getting my minutes?
Yes.
Yeah.
So that's why first year I played around 14-something minutes, my average. 14-something. I was like so frustrated. I'm like, oh my God, this is terrible. Is this NBA basketball? Come on, I can't do this. And by my 2nd year, I felt a little more better. I was getting more minutes. I was getting more touches. I got feel for the game. And now all these guys like Alec Burks, who was in my draft, Gordon Hayward, Derek Favors, all these guys, young guys was, trying to help me too. And also veterans, Paul Millsap, Al Jefferson, they helped me so much. And with that transition. And then after that, after like a couple of months, I'm like, okay, this is my home now. This is my house. This is my basketball. I got to go and get it. They're not going to give it to me. So just every game, I was trying to go as hard as I can, try to touch every rebound, and try to, just do my best and play as hard as I can.
And you've always had that intensity. I mean, since day one, and we can see it here in New York as well, but you're relentless when it comes to the offensive glass.
You got to be like that, because, like, it's fun to, of course, get buckets, whatever, but I think the little details, like, the
hustle plays.
Hustle plays, like rebounds, taking charge. I don't take charge, but taking charge. I'll be honest. Taking charge or, like, blocking shots or that or this. It's like the little details just what's going to win games. So I'm just like, the special rebounds are really important, man.
Definitely. So you're in Utah. That's your house. That's your family. Then you have a new family in Oklahoma City.
Yes.
You get moved down there.
Got traded. Actually, I asked for a trade.
You asked for a trade. So why'd you ask for a trade?
Well, I think it was it was like I said, every year there was so many big men I know maybe I shouldn't, whatever. And as for a trade, they actually did. I went to OKC. I'm like, it was first time when I'm in that locker room. You got KD in that locker room. You got Westbrook in that locker room. Serge Ibaka, Steven Adams. It's my first time ever that playing with superstars. So when you play with a superstar, they will take you to the next level. That's what I learned. It's like, man, this is something different, way different than Utah. And then obviously that year was really tough because KD got hurt, Russ got hurt, Serge, Steven, I got hurt. And the sad thing is we missed the playoff by half game.
That's right. That was the year with a couple different teams.
That was the year the Pelicans, Davis, made that.
The last second three.
Last second crazy three. He made that three. That was his last three the whole year. I watched. I'm like, are you kidding me? We missed the playoff by half game. Of course, everybody was so frustrated. But I was so super excited because for next year, now we're gonna get everybody healthy. KD gonna be healthy, Russ, Serge gonna be healthy, I'm gonna be more healthy, Steven gonna be healthy. So I was really excited. And then
such a great team when you think about it.
Oh yes.
I mean, you must have known obviously when you got there, but just reflecting on it now, having all those guys in one locker room, I mean, just must have been an incredible experience for you as a person.
And I'm not just talking about the players, because Oklahoma City is not the best city in the world.
Right.
Everybody knows that.
Yeah, let's just be real about that.
Let's be real. I mean, when my friend comes there, I don't even know where to take him.
What would you do for fun at Oklahoma City?
You play video games.
You go to like one bar, right?
You go to a zoo.
Yep.
You go out to eat someplace. I got good spots. But that's pretty much it. But you wonder why superstars like now Paul George signed back with him, and he was from LA. Right. And Russell Westbrook stayed there for his whole life. Kevin Durant stayed there for 8-9 years. You see why that kind of players stay in Oklahoma City because of the organization, because they're doing everything perfect to keep so they can keep the players. And it was weird. I heard they spent $100,000 on water last season. On water? On water.
Just for the guys?
No, just so they can get more hydrated and they can be more, I don't know, something weird. I think they got it from New Zealand. Some weird water.
Well, I mean, Steven Adams must have been happy about that.
Oh, yes. And they spent $100,000. I'm like, whoa, this is okay. But when I was there, I learned a lot about not just basketball, about everything, how to be professional, how to be, about life, about on-the-court stuff, off-the-court stuff, charity stuff, how important to give back to community. So it was I changed totally. From Utah to OKC, it was black and white, that much.
So you're growing as a player, the team's growing, and you think about 2016, and it's talked about so often. I mean, special team, you guys are right after it with the Warriors, and things don't go your way. I mean, do you wonder in your mind, if you guys had been to the finals, are you still in OKC? Obviously, Durant and Westbrook, that's talked about so much, but a couple years later, what sticks out in your mind about that bitter end for you guys?
The year we've been made a Western Conference Finals?
Yeah.
It's, oh, man. Up 3-1. About to play the fifth game. It could be 4-1. But I think we kind of relaxed. You never forget it's a 7-game series.
Right.
It's not 6-5, it's a 7-game series. You can never relax, especially in playoffs. 3-2, 3-3. Last game 7.
Oh boy.
Game 7 at Golden State, Oracle Center. It was, I look at every guy, I was like, man, this is not looking any good. Played the game, lost the game, and that moment, okay, you learn a lot. It's a 7-game series, like I said, but I see that locker room after the game, it was almost everybody was crying. I was crying because we knew if we would have passed Golden State, we could get the championship because it would be a way better matchup than Cavs than the.
Absolutely.
It'll be amazing, but it was sad because all these guys and just fight whole summer to get there, and then we relaxed on a thing and just lost the game. It was frustrating, man.
And then you're thinking we're going to run it back.
Yes,
and you don't. you know, and it's
Couldn't.
And you couldn't, obviously, but still, even despite everything that happened, the fact that you were able to make that run, learn from those guys, develop your game, such a huge experience for you.
Oh yeah, of course. Like I said, man, you learn a lot because that's why I want Knicks to make the playoffs, even like the first round.
Yep.
Because they'll like playoff experience. Like you see the regular season and playoff game. It's like AAU basketball.
Yeah.
Like regular season is like AAU basketball. I promise.
And then the lights go on in the playoffs. You're like, all right, this is the NBA.
It's like, okay, this is what real basketball is, you know, because all the regular season, whatever, people don't even play their hardest. Like,
people aren't playing defense.
And they switch.
Yep.
Because you lose, you go home. You lose, you go home. So that's why it's like, I want my team Knicks to play a playoff. So it's like, we got that experience.
So you get traded from OKC to New York. You've called Carmelo a legend. You get traded for a legend.
Yes.
What was that like for you?
Actually, it's weird because like now every time I see him on the court or like he works out with the same guy I work out with, it's always awkward to see him. I go say hi to him. He's a very cool guy, a very chill guy. Go talk to him, say what's up to him, shake his hand and everything. But like it's still weird because he was a legend.
Right.
Syracuse, New York, Denver, all this, you know, all the Olympic games, whatever. He was a legend, but it's good because like now everybody see me on the street, they know me because I got traded for Melo.
Very true.
I mean, this guy got traded for Melo. I'm like, yes, that's me.
And you're playing well also because like the Carmelo thing didn't exactly work in Oklahoma City, right? So there's some people that'll say McDermott, Kanter, New York won the trade.
Yes.
Which is crazy to think.
That's a lot of people say. And then I think it makes me happy because like I mean that it's because you know, I did try to play my hardest that last season. And so, you know,
I mean, I saw it.
So
you definitely did.
So we can win the trade. So Knicks can win the trade. And I think they did.
I would agree. I mean, listen, I've been a long, starving Knicks fan waiting for that playoff run. But now it seems like, at least head coach-wise, like Fizdale seems like he could be the guy.
Actually met him.
What do you think of him?
Met him in Chicago with the draft combine. I sit down with the guy, talk to him around 2 hours. Amazing guy. He is the type of the coach is tell you what you need to hear, not what you want to hear, you know. And he's always honest with you, always real with you. And, you know, I sit down with him and talk to him. He's like, hey, he's like, I want you to start shooting threes. I'm like, okay. And I've been working on my threes the whole summer now.
Nice.
Yeah, and then it's amazing because like because when I was in OKC, he was coaching Memphis, so I saw how much freedom he gives us to his players, how much confidence he gives the players, and then his players feel so much comfortable. And look at what Gasol did. You know, he took like maybe like 10 threes to his whole career.
Yeah,
now
totally
what
transformed.
Coach Fizz is like, man, no, you gotta close up to him. Don't short, close up to him. So
he's legit
so
threat now.
Oh yeah. So I think he's he's already changing the culture. I'm really happy for the Knicks that that was the best guy that they could pick, and they picked him.
Definitely. So you played with KD and Russ. You're playing with Kristaps Porzingis now. What makes him a special guy?
Well, that kind of players like Russ, KD, or you know, KP, and I see like some of the superstars too, like LeBron or whoever. Some of the players, there is not much in the league. They're making themselves better, and same time they're making everybody else better around them, and that's what the really special players does. And then, if you look at like Russ, KD, or like I said, KP, they're very special. They're real talented players. I mean, you don't tell me one guy is 7'3", dribbles like a point guard and shoots like a shooting guard.
Yeah.
Yes, it's like a pure talent. That's why they call him the unicorn. But same time, like he always communicate with his teammates. You know, he's young. He's so young, but he's like he wants to be the leader. So he can, help himself out and help the organization, help the city, help the state. So that's what makes him really special too.
Obviously, the torn ACL was heartbreaking, but it seems like he has a new hunger as soon as he gets back, and you guys are starting to put the pieces together. So how can this go from a team that is not in playoff contention to being a team that consistently gets there?
You know, the Knicks have been getting a lot of hate, and I think it's going to change in a couple of years. Well, obviously this year, I wish I could say this year. Don't get me wrong, I'm not saying we are playing for a draft pick. I know Kyle Kuhn said that. I'm
That's
like,
your
come
guy.
on, man.
KO leaves and he's like, I want to play for something more.
Yeah, I would never say that. But I think, like, I wish, KP was healthy because, like, it was so tough for him and for us because he was like a brother, and he was about to make his first All-Star. He's so excited, and gonna be a huge summer for him. Maybe sign a big contract. Now he got that injury, but like you said, I think he's so hungry, and then he's working his game. He wants to show, he wants to show everybody, the prove everybody haters wrong.
And there's certainly some positives as well. I mean, Kevin Knox gets a little bit more freedom.
Yes.
You could take some more shots out there.
I think that's what we're building. Like if you look at what happened to OKC years ago, they were young, building something, and they played the finals against Miami or Philly. They were like saying trust the process. But when
they're in the playoffs,
building something, building. They might play the finals, Eastern Finals next year. So I think it takes times, and you got to trust it. It takes times. You got to trust it, build it, and I believe you have something really special. All these young guys and all these guys are willing to learn. So I think it's going to be an awesome experience for everybody.
So obviously the NBA has changed a lot from when you first came in, even as a big man. I mean, nobody was taking threes.
Yes.
So how have you adjusted and adapted to the league over the years? Like
you said, now it was like you cannot tell me one guy played back to basket really. All the footwork, because the league is changing so much. Now it's like almost face-up games, quickness, there's shooting threes, pull-ups. But I think, every summers are so important for players because every summer you need to add something to your game. It could be 3 face-up games, so it could be pick and pops.
Taking charges.
Yeah, taking charges, get better on defense, whatever you're doing. But I think now it's you got to adjust. And the league is changing. You got to change with the league. Now my thing is taking more threes. I'm trying to, cut down the weight a little bit so I can move faster on both ends. So I think it's really important that if the league changing, change with the league. So you cannot stay, because you're already doing something really good, like playing post-up or just like inside, footwork and everything. So you always have to add something to your game.
So Michael Beasley was one of your boys.
Yes,
he's in LA now. You've called him the most interesting man in the NBA.
He's very interesting.
Why is he the most interesting man?
First time this guy came to the locker room, we had a meeting. His nails were painting. I'm like, okay. I see sometimes he got a wrist, ankle watch. I look at him, okay, this is different. So the clothes he wears, the acts, how he acts around people, I'm like, he was the most interesting. Ask anybody in the team. Michael Beasley is the interesting man. But, obviously, the guy had a really good year. We call him the walking bucket. But now he's in LA. That locker room going to be weird.
Lance, Rondo, LeBron. And then all the young guys.
And you got LeVar talking outside.
And LeVar,
yes. If LeBron is really the GOAT, then he can take over the locker room and just say, go from there. But it's tough, man. You look at McGee and Lance and Bees and Rondo and LeVar, I'm like, come on, man. What are they doing?
I think it's interesting because obviously LeBron has played around guys who can shoot threes, right? And from your OKC days, you need tough guys, gritty guys, right?
Yes.
Those are all gritty guys. They may not be great three-point shooters, but if they're going against KD, Curry,
they're
Clay,
gonna fight.
They're not afraid.
Yeah.
So why not run it out, one-year deals, just try something?
It's gonna. I think that's what the Lakers was doing. Sign everybody 1 year and see if it's gonna work or not. It's weird. I'm seriously, literally curious about what Lakers gonna do, because they could play the finals against Golden State. I think it's gonna happen, but I think they could lose in the first round. I have no idea, man.
And I think it's cool also because you're in the league, you're playing against these guys. You're as curious as I would be watching these games. Yeah,
because that's the most I'm curious about. Lakers, because all the other teams you can have a feel for, East, Philly, gonna be good. Boston gonna be good. All the other teams gonna try to.
We were talking Kawhi in Toronto. You're like, we'll see how it goes, right?
But West gonna be tough because you got Houston, you got Golden State, you got OKC, you got Lakers. Every team is good.
Denver and Portland.
Yes, Denver and Portland. It's like every game is a war. But it's gonna be a very interesting year.
I'd say so. All right, how about Frank Ntilikina?
Okay.
He had a nice little solid rookie year. What does he need to do to take the next step?
He was so young. So I came in the league same year.
Right, 19 years old.
19 years old. He just turned 20 a couple days ago. So the guy just came, don't know anything about American basketball, NBA basketball. I think he did a very good job. But people are so hard on him. But I think this kid is so talented, so young, and is hungry and willing to learn. That's what's most important. And then, he wasn't afraid. He got on LeBron's face too.
You got in LeBron's face.
I was proud of him. I talked to him before the game. I was like, hey, make your statement. This is the game. You make your statement to everybody. Do not back up if something happens. I looked at him like, okay, they're pushing each other. I'm like, yes, that's awesome.
Honestly, that was one of the highlights of the year,
yes,
right?
It was. I think it was the highlight.
It's probably
of the
the
year.
highlight of the year. Let's be real. We're in a ton of wins, and as soon as KP got here, you're like, okay, the season's kind of a wash at this point.
Yeah. I think that I'm really excited about to see how good he's going to be because, obviously his defense is there. He's a really very, very good defensive player.
His vision's there.
Yes. He's a crazy vision, but I think his offensive game, he's learning. He's getting better and better every day. I think people don't know, like, the first year is tough. You can hit the rookie wall. That's what we call it. But the second year is going to be very interesting for him and for everybody. I even talked to, when I was in OKC, I was even talking to Sabonis. I was like saying, hey, I know you got up and downs, but second year when you come, it's going to be a totally different year for you. Now he played amazing.
Yeah, he played great in Indiana.
Amazing.
Oladipo as well. Played
he
great.
was sitting next to me on the plane. I was talking to him almost every after the game. Hey, easy. Don't go too hard on yourself. You're going to be fine. Now with Frank, I think second year, third year, he's going to be awesome.
That's good to hear. All right, let's talk about your life off the court. So obviously your foundation, working with the kids, so important to you. So who inspired you to start doing that sort of stuff?
Who inspired me? I think, I was playing basketball, but it was not enough. Because playing basketball, 48 minutes, okay, you play good, really good, bad, going home. It was not enough. I was like, I need to do something to make me feel even, better. And I need to do something even bigger than basketball, and it's give back to community. And that's why I started my foundation, Enes Kanter Foundation. And we started 2 years ago. So my thing was, just trying to touch as much as you get the kids you can, because the kids are they're our future. So that's why my thing was so we go state to state. I think we are gonna visit this summer around 17 to 18 states.
You've been all over the place.
All
man.
over. So I had one crazy run. I don't know who made my schedule. I was so pissed. New York to Seattle.
Oof.
Seattle to Iowa. Iowa to LA. LA to New York to Houston.
You don't even know what time zone you're waking up
Oh
in.
my gosh, it was crazy. But it's worth it because I think putting a smile on kids' face, it's priceless. And then
totally.
When you go basketball, we just don't talk about it. We just don't play basketball. We talk about everything. Like in the end, we do Q&A, and they ask me a lot of questions about everything, not just basketball. And then when you sit down and talk to them about how important education and schoolworks are, how important the family is, how important to give back to community is, how important basketball is fun and everything, but you're only going to do this for 30, 35 years, till the 35 years old. Then you have a long life ahead of you. You cannot just sit and play Fortnite all day, and they all start laughing. You cannot just sit and watch SpongeBob all day. They're all start laughing.
Can't be wasting time.
Nope. So that's why if you look at all those superstars like KD or whoever, whatever, they go back to school and try to finish their school like Vince Carter did. So I think it's so important. And then I think for me, the most important thing is with my foundation is education, poverty alleviation, and social harmony around the globe. And then, I think it's been awesome. We've been going there, trying to go everywhere, trying to do all these basketball camps, and trying to give back. And then for me, the most important thing is I say that to the kids and to the media every time I talk to them. I say, leave your differences on the table and try to find what we have in common. And it's like this world where we live in is what we have. We don't have another planet to go. Maybe in 100 years later, but not right now. So it's like we are a teammate. Everybody you see is like a teammate. So just try to work out as a teammate together and then make this place a better place to live in.
That's a great message. So obviously New York, a little bit different from Oklahoma City.
Way different.
So you love New York. You love living in New York. Tell
yes.
me the spots you like to go to, places you like to hang out. If your friend's coming in, what are you guys doing?
Turkish place.
Where are the best Turkish places?
Restaurant. Actually, I took a lot of places. I took the GM, the president, some of my teammates to a Turkish restaurant. There's a really good one. It's on, I believe, 37th Street. It calls Abba Restaurant, ABA Restaurant.
Okay.
It's one of my favorite Turkish restaurants.
What's the go-to there?
Ooh, you can get everything, man. I don't want to pick one thing because whenever we go there, we order a lot of things so they can try everything. and they love it because it's like American foods are cool and everything, but you still miss your own food.
I mean, that's what you grew up on.
Yes, of course. And then I go there maybe twice a month, maybe, and then I eat there. And actually, one day, the Knicks order Turkish food for everybody. So after the practice, we sit down, we start eating Turkish food. Everybody loved it. It was a very good experience.
All right, and it's last one for you. When you think about your season coming up, how do you take the next step and maybe become an all-star one day?
Well, I always have personal goals. My personal goal is we are going to have a really, tough year because of all those injuries. So my thing is, how can I make my teammates better? And how can I make the young guys better? That's my personal goal is. And I think actually making your teammates better is going to take you to the next level too. And being a leader, just watch out. I don't care if my teammates are right. I don't care if my teammates are wrong. I'm always with them. I always got their back. So I think my thing is just, scoring good, rebounding good, block shots, good, everything. But how can I make my teammates better? That's my personal goal, and just going to go out there and try to play harder and then bring that energy to Garden again. And I say this every time, man. I promise, just be patient. We're going to put the Knicks on the map again.
That's a promise.
That's a promise, man.
He's ready to make the Knicks great again.
Yes.
That's Enes Kanter.
That's my motto.
Enes, thanks a lot for coming
Appreciate it, man. Thank you guys so much.
All right, we'll see you next time here on The Sit Down.